Rams and the Colts. Oh, boy, Colts. You saw last week you got a heavyweight test in Seattle. You failed that one. You get a super heavyweight test this week with the Los Angeles Rams. Nobody wants to get in the Rams' way this week. And I have to tell you as well, because we go over some best bets. I got a best bet in this game I'll give out right now, and I'll certainly recap under best bets here. If you're going to ride with me this year, you better have Caesars Sportsbook as one of your outlets here, because I'm going to repeatedly be buying under numbers that are out there routinely across. And the reason why I picked Caesars as well, what are they in, 11 states? Just as many as any other sports book in the United States. So everybody has an option. If you have FanDuel, if you have DraftKings, guess what? You can get Caesars as well. I bought this number down. Now, it changed from yesterday, Kyle, where we had it at 24 at minus 150. Woke up this morning when I was making my plays official here and betting them. It's now up to 170, but you're off of that 24 number at 23.5. And I bet light through the first 2 weeks. I bet $170 to win $100 because next week is my official start to the football season. That's when we're really going to get down. But I'm not going to bypass this. And here's what I like about the Rams here also. You're taking a look at an offense that you wanted to see what was going to happen week one, right? We wanted to see Matthew Stafford, electric. You wanted to see that defense, electric. They're going to be able to put pressure on Carson Wentz, who Wentz will make plays, but he'll also probably get sacked and there'll be fumbles in that game. Are we worried about weather conditions, Kyle? Absolutely not. It's in a dome. Hey, the Rams play in a dome at home. They're going to be used to this. This is an outdoor team going indoors. It's going to be a fast track. I think Indianapolis can score points in this game and approach their 20-point number, but I do think the Rams end up taking care of business in this one, but closer than the experts think here. But I do think the Rams are definitely getting to 24 points. That is my best bet I'm going to give out on the show today. They will be in the mid-20s. I wanted it off of that 24 number. Got 23.5. The same way last week. Why would you pay all that juice out here? Tell me out there in the chat box if you got 24.5 with the Minnesota Vikings when I paid it down to get the 24. Tell me how that feels to you at this point. Team totals, buy them off key numbers. You will be so much more profitable at the end of the regular season, Kyle. Your thoughts here between the Colts and the Rams?
Yeah, so this one's interesting, right? So that total, actually eked up just a little bit, 48.5, and yes. It's lower because we know the Rams have a terrific defense. One thing to keep an eye on, Xavier Rhodes ended up being a scratch last week. He did not practice yesterday. I've not seen Thursday's practice report just yet. Good point. And keeping an eye on the Thursday practice reports are very, very important. And I think another thing that you said has nothing to do with the game. This is week 2. So it's easy to overreact and underreact.
Yes,
it's just as difficult as week 1. So you are an insane person if you're running out there throwing your mortgage on these. We don't know enough about these teams yet. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So it's important to manage your bankroll, not jump to these crazy conclusions.
Kyle, quickly here. Yes. I'm going to back you up on that point here. Just got the practice report information here. Braden Smith, Quentin Nelson, Darius Leonard, Kwity Paye, and Xavier Rhodes all out today. Go ahead.
That's a bad sign.
Ouch. Let's go, Rams. Let's go.
I'm liking the Rams. I'm liking the Rams minus 3.5 on the road. Matthew Stafford knows a thing or two about playing in domes, doesn't he? Just a thing or two. Might have played most of his career in a dome out there in Detroit. That offense looked absolutely spectacular. Do the Colts have a chance to slow him down and run the ball a little bit? If they can get away from Aaron Donald, they certainly have a talented young back in Jonathan Taylor. Now, if Quentin Nelson doesn't play, get the hell out of here. I mean, it's just going to be a long, long day for that offensive line.
I think one that played. The one that we're worried about, though, the key one, forget about the offensive line, defensive line. It's Xavier Rhodes. You saw last week what happens when your cornerbacks can't compete against big-time wide receivers. Guys run wild down the field. You don't think Matthew Stafford and McVay are going to be dialing up bombs left and right, Cooper Kupp in the slot? That is disastrous. And quite frankly, Kyle, that's the reason I took that. As soon as I saw the calf injury, might not practice again this week, and even if he does start, Kyle, worried about a tweak in your calf, could be out in the first quarter, disaster. That's the main reason why I zeroed in on this game, because I do think they'd score anyway. But now you're talking about a leaky secondary? Oh, yes.
Yeah, and to your point on the team total, I almost circled it and took it at 26.5 because I think they get to 27, 28 points here. I think they score on the Colts. I like the Rams here. I need to see more out of the Colts. That offense did not look good last week. Jack Doyle is going to be out. They have Zach Pascal, who caught a couple of touchdowns for him, has been limited in practice all week. Good Lord. I just don't know what we're going to – that Rams defense is legit. It's going to be legit all season long unless something happens to Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Phillips and company. I think the Rams get it done here. I actually don't mind this side. It's a road underdog, or it's a road favorite. We don't love doing that in football all the time, especially with a team with the pedigree of the Colts. But I think this is going to be tough sledding for that Colts offense. I do like the Rams -3.5 here, and I like the Rams team total. I'm fine with taking it over 26.5 at -115. So obviously, I think they'll breeze past 23.5.
Yeah, and by the way, most of the props, or excuse me, the books that I look at during football season, you'll settle in the same thing, Kyle. We talk about BetMGM, right? Using team totals. By far the best book for team totals is Caesars. It's not even close. But I do like Bet365. I'll still be using FanDuel and whatnot. But if we're taking a look at where Donnie's home is going to be, it's probably going to be Caesars. So when you see these numbers pop up, hey, Donnie, do you still like 26.5 when you got 23.5? No, I don't. Get Caesars. Enjoy this. Ride it with me. We're going to win big cash here starting up in week 3. Last week, 2-0-1. Most people, if you bet the same plays I had, you would have went 2-1 because you weren't able to get that 24 or less with the Vikings, where most books had 24.5 or 25 with the Vikings. Well, I don't like the pay down stuff. Trust me, it's completely different than saying I'm going to buy from 3.5 to 2.5 or 7.5 to 6.5. We're talking about team totals on key numbers here, where you're not worried about the score of the other football team. So if I were to tell you right now, I need 3 touchdowns and a field goal to get a win in this game, or if I told you I need 4 touchdown combination to get a win, wouldn't you like just to have the 3 touchdowns at this point? Absolutely. We're going to have a lot of fun on this one. But Rams, Colts, wrap it up, Kyle, with some final thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I just think I like the Rams here, and that practice report does not inspire a lot of confidence. Now, again, I would check this again on Friday, because a lot of teams, they just hold them out or they keep them limited. Frank Reich's a very smart, cautious type of guy. But I will, Jay Ray, let's just address this guy. First of all, we both played football. There's a reason we are sitting here and you're crying in the chat box. We're important. You are not. Go cry somewhere else. Look, we love having fun with the chat box, and we appreciate you being here. But my God, when they just keep whining, it's like, how does this happen?
Don't let them slow down the train, man. We're having a good time. Man.
Yeah, you're a grown man. Like, grow up. Let's get it together in here. But no, I like the Rams in this spot. I like that team total. I don't even mind going up to the 26.5 and taking a little risk and getting a better number there. I certainly think they get over the 23.5. I think that's a great call. And I don't even mind them at 26.5 either. I think it's going to be tough for that Colts secondary to stop this passing attack of the Rams.
And by the way, look, again, I do need multiple books here. Like me and Kyle, we sponsored multiple ways. But Caesars, again, we always try to tell you about the boost and what's out there on all these sports books. There's a really cool one on Caesars, Kyle. You bet $100 worth of NFL bets in the month of September, this week, next week, whenever. They give you a credit for $150 to pick out any jersey you want at NFL.com. They got some great bonuses out there. Somebody brought that up in the chat box. That is true. So if you already bet last week and bet $100,